Welcome to Isis in the Bible, the Fall Gathering, Week 1. Is Babylon falling? The question for today is, what does the fall season mean to you? Fall, autumn, the AU means gold. Tomb, you're falling into the tomb. Like a lot of people said, we're going through a transition phase. We're going into the cocoon phase. All that's going to we leave the visible in the cocoon stage, and then we spring back up in the spring. So what else comes to mind? We look forward to your comments in YouTube when you watch this video, and we look forward to your guiding wisdom. And as always, we thank you for your inspiration to keep this gathering of love-minded individuals together. So glad you could make it. What's happening in the sky? We'll talk about what's happening today. Today, as we meet, the moon is aligned Canopus. Canopus is the aura of Argo. It's the navigator. In other words, you are steering your ship along the Milky Way. So that's what we're doing today. And that's what the Robin said. You've been shown the way. Go ahead. You know what to do. So that's very, very synchronistic to what our discussion is about today. And those energies we are one with. So we should be feeling that way. We should be discussing that way because we're tuning into it. Again, all in Virgo, so much happening, and it should be. Mercury, like Melissa said, you got the sun, you got the South Node, which is your body, the Black Moon, which gives spiritual signs, and Juno, all in Virgo. Virgo is intestines and lower liver. Kathy was getting pains, started a few days ago in her lower liver. I found the alignment and I said, babe, it should be gone within 2 hours. After she had this feeling for over a day where there's pain and discomfort, within 2 hours it went away. So it's a cleanse. She's getting a cleanse. So that's the liver. So if you're getting cleanses in this part of your body because your chart will be in tune with it, just know it's trying to heal you. Be at one with nature. Take some herbs that you're letting Mother Nature wrap her arms around you, hold you through this wave. So that's important. And again, with Fall of Babylon, we said that starting in the beginning of June of this year, that Uranus, which holds up other people's worlds, holds up the womb in medical astrology, is moved into Taurus, the bull, the stock market, all of our egos, the fall of Babylon. It's crossing now Algol, which is the slaying of untruth. Perseus overcomes Medusa, Lilith's temptations. So this is all happening in the sky. And just a friendly reminder that on October the 2nd in Virgo, we have this amazing alignment with the moon, the sun, this annular eclipse on October the 2nd, and align with Black Moon and align with Mercury. So this is quite the test of our past, of our lives. And again, this we're just showing physically this is what happened. It's not really the moon, it's the black hole. The black hole that wipes out the sun. It's a reminder to us that mother is tethered to us, love is tethered to us. Lunar calendars. So why would anyone want to follow a lunar calendar? Why do we have months or months? Why do we have calendars that display months? It's a cycle of the moon. How does it apply to our current month of Virgo and the two eclipses? Well, they follow the lunar calendar, not the man calendar that we have today. We don't look at it in a different set of eyes, but we do, because it's really important, because it provides us what essences we should be paying attention to. When a new moon occurs, you can't see her. Is she drowned out by the light of the sun? Or is she that which is the sun is tethered to? I know you know it's the latter. The moon is the light you can't see. The sun is the illumination that you can see, like Ken Wilber teaches. When you see the moon, you're seeing the tether that she has on the sun. It's the umbilical cord. They're one, they're not two. There's the illusion of duality. No, the sun is tethered to the mother moon via an umbilical cord, the invisible string, like in a beautiful book. So let's spend a few brief moments talking about the new moons and what we should be growing with. The new moons you learn. So during a new moon, you learn. Full moons, you let go, because it's the waxing and waning phases. As the new moons transit the zodiac, it's important to know the essences. So here's just a really short little video showing you that every new moon. So if you watch these two, when the sun and the moon are together, that's a new moon. So it's in Leo on September the 2nd. And then it jumps and moves into October 2nd, which is an eclipse, which is chastity, Virgo. Then the weighing of the heart on November the 1st in Libra. And then needs versus desires on December the 1st, where we go into Christmas. December 30th, the end of the year, spiritual law. January 29th, 1 foot in the spiritual waters, 1 in the physical land. February 27th, 5-step forgiveness, ask for forgiveness, because it's in Aquarius. March 29th, new beginnings, right? Because we're going into spring, and then manifest for a pure heart on April 27th. And then nurturing stability, be the mother of all in Taurus, and then tethered to love, June 25th. How's your aura, which is Cancer, July 24th. And then back to compassionate bravery in Leo, the heart. One thing that I noticed that I won't get into here, but I just want to mention it for those who are into astrology, is that it was at the 16 degree, and after 12 moons, it goes back by 10 degrees. And if you keep doing that every 12 new moons, it goes back by 10 degrees, and there's your decans that are on the Dendera zodiac. But who looks 12 moons ahead of time? Well, we're going to start now. So our enlightened foremothers and forefathers knew how to be at one with the essences at play. The new moons and the full moons are about absolute guidance, both physically, medical astrology, and spirituality, attaining wisdom. So the symbolic cycle, the cycle from the new moon to full moon represents growth, action, and learning. As the moon waxes, grows, it's an ideal time to expand, develop, and nurture the intentions set at the new moon. As the new moon wanes or shrinks after the full moon, the focus shifts to release, declutter, and let go, making room for new beginnings at the next new moon. So this is how we apply this in personal development. Many people use this lunar guidance in personal development, spiritual practices, and goal setting. New moons are seen as opportunities to learn and initiate change, while full moons provide moments to reflect, celebrate achievements, and release what no longer aligns with one's path. So when you see the moon growing, know that the tether to you, to mother, is being stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's the most that we can grow. Then we got to go back to within. Just like the seasons of the sun, the moon is also important because it's more fine-tuned. I won't go through this, so don't worry, because it looks like an eye test, but I'm showing you what a real lunar calendar should look like for each and every one of us. Personal moon sun phases, celebrate good times, come on. Your own lunar calendar, you should be marking your own personal calendar as your holy days, your holidays, not someone else's. Man's calendar is not you. This lunar calendar here that shows you all the different things, because you have a monthly new moon that goes against your natal sun. You've got a monthly new moon opposite your natal moon, a monthly full moon opposite your natal sun, a moon. So all these beautiful things that happen around your chart. This is what life is all about, how you connect. So this fall, with so much happening as part of the fall of Babylon and the rise of the Phoenix, lifting the veil, it's important that we connect once again, get to know thyself. There's many things you should get to know about you and your natal chart so you can recognize the essences of your experiences. You don't have to if all is good, but if you're getting guiding signs and you know what to look for, this helps you. Like for me, I just did this as mine. On October the 2nd, my new monthly moon aligns in natal sun. It's my birthday on October 3rd. On this one here, on the yearly sun that lines up with my natal moon, was my son's birthday, and it was a very special birthday for him. On January 11th, when Eris goes back direct because she's in retrograde and we're all learning, and then we get to move forward, Eris goes direct. So this is on my celebrate good times. There's a lot of celebration. We only celebrate when the sun comes back around and meets with our sun. We don't look at when the sun is opposite our sun. So these are the things we should have our own personal calendar, something we can look at in the future. So what's really special, and there's a very good synchronicity with Alfredo, we look at an upcoming full moon. The more good news is that Babylon is falling. So what does Babylon falling truly mean? It means we're tuning into the guiding truth of who we really are. The ego materialism falls and we share the lands. That's what it's all about. That new thing you're talking about, Susan, is all of us sharing the lands. There will be no more money. So how does this looking at the full moon tell us this? Because we are infinite, and there's a cycle when we come out of that human experience and start growing our wings. The term "we are not humans having a spiritual experience, we are spirits having a human experience," we sure do use this term loosely. It's showtime, and that's what the moon tells us. When the clock strikes 12, we go back to being unity with all. There's so much, well, the world is trying to have one world order. Well, it's going to be a world order. It's called love. And we don't need any of these systems that fall. So on October the 17th, this biblical alignment happens in the sky that's on the Egyptian walls. This full moon boasts Mother Mary and the moon at the 0° Aries, and Mary Magdalene with the sun. So here it is on the Egyptian walls. There's Isis, Mother Mary at the head of Jesus, Osiris, you, and Mary Magdalene at the feet. So this is the two tarot cards, and this image is depicted. This one's in reverse for the opposite side that I just talked to you about in the lunar calendar. It's here, and it's also here in all these images. So this is verse John 12:3. Then Mary took a pint of pure nard, as expensive perfume. She poured it on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with fragrances of the perfume. It's also said in the same way in Luke 7:37-38. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, because Juno represents Mary Magdalene, that one that sleeps with Jesus, the one that takes care of Jesus while the mother's gone away, because she goes around every 4 years, and Mother Mary goes around every 558 years. So if she was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at a table in the Pharisee's house, she brought a box of ointment, and she stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with her hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, anointed them with the ointment. So these are interpretations of what's on this in the Egyptian walls. This is a fall of Babylon. This is on the Libra Aries library's cusp. Another interesting point is that Mars will be on the pole star, Pollux. That fire within, this is fire and ice. This is the harvest line, the sun, you, weighing of the heart, with Juno, Mary Magdalene. Remember, fall is when you fall into the underworld where you're with Mother. If you look at the Dendera zodiac, you see Mother Mary holding you and having a discussion with you. What have you done during the light? While you're cocooning and you're in your cocoon, Mother Mary's talking with you. So hence the fall of Babylon, the ego it's a humbling experience to know that you are to spend less time with your material world of desires and get back to the basics in tune with Mother Nature. Lilith will be aligned with Pallas at that time. Lilith brings gifts to those who are past their desires. Again, Algol is being transited by Uranus. So these are all your essences. This is Lilith aligning with Pallas. A lot of people are getting tested. This is all part of fall of Babylon. The communities are getting together, rightfully so. So now you shall see examples of this fall of Babylon. In the image that we had for the reminder, we have these buildings falling. In the news, there's GlaxoSmithKline. Oh no, in the news, there's 23andMe. Have you heard about that? What's the big deal? It's another sign that Babylon is falling. Each individual is getting tested and needs to wake. Don't follow one person. They're all going to get tested on their own. They have to have a come to mama meeting. Not come to Jesus, come to mama. They are Jesus, and mothers in their realm, in their life, and their own individual Babylon falls. Why would every single member of the DNA testing company 23andMe board of directors all resign at the same time? Know that the media is protecting shareholders and not telling you the truth. I'm not judging, I'm just showing you that everyone has to unite to love. We don't have to focus on somebody else's karma, but I just want to show you how it's all happening. 23andMe is a consumer genetics and biotechnology company that offers direct-to-consumer genetic testing services. Founded in 2006, it provides customers with personalized health, ancestry, and traits reports on their DNA, allowing individuals to explore their genetic heritage, potential health risks, and inherited traits. The company uses saliva sample to analyze genetic data, and its services have become popular for those interested in learning more about their genetic background and potential health predispositions. Well, in actuality, you can do all this with your natal chart. You don't need somebody else to look for you. You can if you want. But see, they were doing things with this data that they shouldn't have been doing. And that's why they left. So here's the proof. Remember, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Watch this unknown truth that points to why the board of directors have suddenly resigned. So 23andMe is an American personal genomics biotechnology company. On July 25th, 2018, 23andMe announced a partnership with GlaxoSmithKline to allow the pharmaceutical company to use the test results from 5 million customers to design new drugs. There you go. Why? Because they know that the Phoenix Rising is coming and many people will be cleansing. So they're going to give up placebo things, right? Because remember, when they ship products, they book the profit. So here's the connection with GSK and Pfizer joint venture. Look at this. So this was 2018. Remember, Mother Mary came back in 2019. In December of 2018, GSK announced that along with Pfizer had reached an agreement to merge and combine their consumer healthcare division into a single entity. Look at that. 9.8 billion pounds or $12.7 billion. So 23andMe has got a relationship with GSK, GSK with Pfizer. And what's happening with Pfizer? They're getting blamed for deaths. That whole thing backfired on them. So the reason why all the board of directors are leaving is because they're afraid of getting sued and they want to cash out their money. So what they're telling you in the news is that, oh, because the CEO, she wants to take it to private. No, they're trying to, and they're going to give all this information out. Why? Because they're next. So they're fleeing. Babylon's falling. Again, I'm not judging. I'm just showing you what's happening around this. And we don't have to do anything because everyone individually gets tested and has to have their, Come here. I got to talk to you, son. Other great news. So don't let the media kid you. We are winning in the courts and behind the scenes, exposing the largest Ponzi scheme ever orchestrated and led by the central bank and every incorporated country, aka corporations, which is all of them, acting de facto as government, pulling the wool over everyone's eyes for centuries. So Babylon falls, and this is what's happening in the stars. Many of the states are now going to abolish property tax. Bills are no longer going to have to be paid for because these are all corporations using all our utilities, all our assets, all our resources, and selling them to us, where we need to just share the lands. Because the laborers do everything, all of it. We do it all. So this is happening. So all these states are now starting to say Jubilee, taxes are gone. People are paying for their bills with a signature because we're the creditors. And we each have an insurance policy that we don't know about that the bank's using as their assets. So this is what's happening in the star. And I'm asking them for forgiveness for allowing this to happen in my previous lives. So here's a quote from Donald Reagan, who was an American banker, a government official and former Secretary of the Treasury under the Secretary of the Treasury. That's where our insurance policies are at, folks. Under President Ronald Reagan, he also served as White House Chief of Staff during Reagan's second term. Before his involvements in politics, Reagan was chairman and CEO of Merrill Lynch. Oh, there you go. The stock market. Before his involvement in politics, Reagan was chairman of the CEO of Merrill Lynch. This is Donald Reagan, right? And marked his advocacy for Reaganomics, a set of economic policies focused on tax cuts, deregulation, and reducing government spending. Reagan was known for his outspoken personality and controversial moments, including his clashes with other White House officials. His influence in the administration and financial background made him a notable figure in both politics and Wall Street. Here's this famous saying: it's common knowledge that a large percentage of Wall Street brokers use astrology. So we're taking advantage of people, taking from others. When you play the stock market, you're stealing from others. So they all have to fall. So we'll wrap this up. I'll leave you with this quote from Ken Wheeler, which if you read between the lines, pun intended, it's between the lines where there is no thing is where love shows her way home to the point in the middle. Just like a couple of you said, that when there's nothing on the trees and you walk through the forest in the wintertime, you feel this beautiful essence, this energy, and you can't see it. It's there. That's the same thing that he's holding up. So the 0 point phenomena, it all started right here where there is a little hole. See the little hole? I know you can't see it. It's very small, but everybody's amused by the beauty and the golden ratio of the material side. But that's not what you should be focused on. Not if you're interested in transcendence and theurgy or the metaphysics of the ancient Greeks, Indians, or Egyptians, i.e. monism itself. Where love is, that is where we're tethered to, where you can't see the light. We only focus on illumination. Everything comes from no thing, which is pure love. So again, October 17th is another biblical sign, as we remember that the Phoenix rising, where we get our third eye blind veil lifted. And we've been saying all along, Babylon falls, unity prevails, keep your heart centered. Remember, you are spirits having a human experience, but you must, must use forgiveness and love. We got to let go of our leaves and concentrate on the thing we can't see, the pure love within us. So just to everybody that's in this video, Elaine wanted to invite everybody in this group. This is going viral, rightfully so, with Pallas and Lilith and Uranus on Algol, slaying the untruth. Uranus will do exactly as predicted with the bull in the market. There will be an online teaching provided by Nin, Christy, and Susan and other admins from Correct the Unlawful Legal System. It's going to be 9 p.m. UK time on Saturday, September the 28th. 9 p.m. So that would be 4 p.m. for us in Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's going to be the same, the ISIS in the Bible Zoom link if anybody's interested in coming. I'll put some reminders in our chat groups. But there's a viral affidavit going around where everybody's sending the truth out to all the city councilors all around the world, telling them, hey, it's time to come home. And on a last funny note, Judy shared this, a gift to everyone. Autumn dog turds. You know they're out there. You just don't know where. So it's very fitting with those who are have to have their ego fall to Babylon. You know they're out there, you just don't know where. So I'm going to look at leaves totally different from now on. That's all we have for today.